You're now tuned into the RLE Show, live to air each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m.
I want to welcome everyone into the RLE Show inside A9, the only show where you hear the unheard, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of MrHighQuality alongside DJ Kow.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing tonight?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest in the building. Actually, we got a couple of special guests in the building. One goes by the name of Ameerah. We got Mindful in the building. That's Mindful with 2 L's. We got Vivid in the building. I want to welcome all of you guys into the RLE Show, the only show where you hear the unheard. I don't know if you guys know too much about the show. I'll give you a little premise about it. I felt like, well, not me, we felt like, the South Asian artists were not being heard too much, and we wanted to give them a little platform to kind of show off their talent so that we can be heard. So I want to welcome you guys in here. Thank you so much for coming in. Ameerah, I want to say congratulations on your brand new EP. It was phenomenal, by the way. Just short and sweet. I want to get right into it. How did this team even come about? Was my curiosity from the get-go, because you guys were working on projects. I always talked to Mindful about it, and he showed me like a few things here and there, and then this EP came about, and 4 out of 4 were all bangers. Talk to me a little about how this team came about.
Well, honestly, this team came about from Instagram originally. So, I was just looking at my DMs and I saw that Mindful DM me and was like, hey, let's work. And obviously, being a new artist, I'm always down to collaborate with people, and I think, it's nice to meet people in our community, and I was like, yeah, say less, let's do it, let's work. So, eventually we got to talking, and then we set up a studio session at V's, studio.
Yeah.
And so, it was me, V, and Mindful, and we were just chilling, and, we decided, hey, let's see kind of what we can do tonight.
Yeah.
So, actually, that same night, we made the song In the Club, which is actually on the EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we made After Hours, so we banged out 2 tracks, and just automatically, there was just a lot of chemistry,
So After Hours came way before with that song. So what made you put out After Hours first? Because that's on my playlist. That's on my playlist all day, every day.
I feel like we put on After Hours first because, for example, we released After Hours in the winter. It was near kind of like Valentine's.
Yeah.
And, those times are more chill. It's winter. It's cuddle season. You want to cuddle with your boo.
Yeah.
Or, So I feel like when I think about, releasing music and stuff, I think about the seasons. I think about the times. In the Club was a very fun song. You want to dance. You want to have fun, Whereas, After Hours is more chill. So I think that's kind of why we decided that. Plus, After Hours was finished, done. We were 100 about it. In the Club, we wanted to touch up a little bit. Yeah.
Well, that makes total sense. Because that was a smooth R&B track that you'd hear, early 2000s kind of thing. How long have you been doing this then? How long have you been writing and doing music for?
So funny enough, I've been singing ever since I can imagine. I mean, that's kind of all the way down to my family. So growing up, I've always been singing. But in terms of taking this more seriously and writing, I would say, early last year, maybe in July, is when I released my first, debut single, Like Me. Yeah, so since then, thank you. Yeah, and it was fun, I just kind of found a knack for it, and eventually I just thought, let me just take a gamble and just try it out. It's something that I enjoy to do, so I might as well do something with it, and it just kind of came naturally.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get into your first track. That probably my favorite. What's your favorite track of the EP? I want to know what your favorite is before I tell you what my favorite is.
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I love all the tracks. I think they all have a very different vibe of their own, but I think my personal favorite would be Not the One.
Okay. Yeah. That's what my favorite one was.
Yeah.
Because that was vibes.
Yeah, it was super different.
Not the one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm playing,
Yeah.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into Ameerah. The song goes by the name of Not the One. Produced by Mindful.
Engineered by
Vivid. Jeez.
Collab.
Let's get into that right now.
It's Mindful, baby.
Watch out who you with. You just know my name. I'm always inside your mouth, I feel like I caught fame. You that boy that I saw on the streets over there, hollering at me, all your friends looking scared, yeah. Do you know who you're dealing with? Yeah, I'm that bitch and I'm killing it, yeah. So pick your phone and go text with it. I'm not the girl who is the one, keep playing games all on your ones, yeah. Back it up, put your money where your mouth is. Oops, I forgot, I be counting all these hundreds. I keep it low-key, boy, you don't know me. Everybody in the scene hope they can be me. Drop top, everyone stop when they see me coming down the block. You know who to watch, yeah. You're too slow for me, you're too broke for me. You don't even know me, I'm not your girl, homie. No, you thought I'm yours, but I ain't even see you like that. I know you thought I was pure, but I ain't tryna pray you like that. Who you been, who your friends, what your everything you told me I can deal with it. I'm not the one for you, maybe another day. I'm not the one to stay, so turn the other way. Who you dealing with? I'm that looking at me up and down, but you can't hit. I'm not the girl you wanna stop no more. I'ma go on my own, keep it 100 or more, yeah. Drop top, everyone stop when they see me coming down the block. You know who to watch, yeah. You're too slow for me, you're too broke for me. You don't even know me, I'm not your girl, homie. I know you thought I'm yours, but I ain't even see you like that. I know you thought I was pure, but I ain't tryna pray you like that.
கொஞ்சம் பொருடு என்ன மெல்ல மெல்ல கொள்ளை கொண்ட கொள்ளக்கார என்ன என்னதான் செய்ய போறாயோ உன் இதயத்தில் தங்க இடம் தருவாயோ சின்ன சின்ன ஆசைகள் குறும்பு செட்டைகள் கனவுகள் கண்டு நடு 24/7 உன் நினைவு தான் நடு உன்னை விட்டா எனக்கு இங்க யாரடு உன் காலத்தில் காட்ட வேணும் உன்னை முடிச்சு உன் நெற்றியில் வைக்கணும் குங்கும போட்டு உன் கூந்தலில் காட்டணும் மல்லிகை மூட்டு பேபி என்னிடம் உன் அன்பை கொட்டு மாமன் தோளில் சாய்ந்து கொண்டு உன் அன்பை கொட்டு
தயங்காதே தயங்காதே I love you I love you I love you என்று சொல்லு என் மனதுக்குள்ள பத்தி வச்ச சிறுக்கி எங்க நீ வச்சிருக்க என்ன நினைத்து திருடி என் மனதுக்குள்ள பத்தி வச்ச சிறுக்கி எங்க நீ வச்சிருக்க என்ன நினைத்து திருடி ஏய் திருடி என்ன வச்சு நீ என்ன செய்ய போற நீ ஆசைப்பட்டதெல்லாம்
அடி உனக்கும் எனக்கும் பிரிவில்லா காதல்
Oh baby ready-யா
அடி உன்னை போல பொண்ணு நானும் கண்டதில்ல சிரிக்கி
Oh baby ready-யா
உன் கழுத்துல கட்டுவ மூணு முடிச்சு
Oh baby ready-யா
நாங்க போனோமா போனோமா
என் மனதுக்குள்ள பத்தி வச்ச சிறுக்கி எங்க நீ வச்சிருக்க என்ன நினைத்து திருடி என் மனதுக்குள்ள பத்தி வச்ச சிறுக்கி எங்க நீ வச்சிருக்க என்ன நினைத்து திருடி.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you are now tuned into the RLE Show inside A9, the only show where you hear the unheard. Once again, we got Ameerah in the building. We got Mindful and Vivid.
Viddy.
Either way, man.
Anything with a V.
I love
Man,
it.
many names.
Whatever you remember.
Whatever.
Whatever they remember. Whatever. Just search it on Instagram and follow me.
Right? That's what matters.
On my phone, it's still Videsh the Barber. That's what it is, dude. It's all good. But yo, while we were listening to that track, we were talking about independent artists and like where these last guys were from, the FS Prod and Vidhi and Vinu, being from Europe, and how the culture is there. We're talking about that, and we're talking about specifically how these songs are doing there, because they have no idea. I was telling them that like a lot of people in Europe, they all support one another's the local artists that they have there. It's kind of like Atlanta. Like when Migos is coming out, everyone from Atlanta is bumping Migos.
Yep.
Same thing with Drake. Toronto with Drake, when The Weeknd came out, we instantly loved them. We instantly give him
Love.
everything.
Yeah.
Give him that support, which is crazy to see. I'll give you this question, man. Like, because I know with you're Punjabi, the Punjabis, they predominantly go with independent music.
Yeah.
It's just single artists, whereas like Tamil and Indian people, they have the music only comes from the movies. So straight out of the cinema is where you're getting the music from. How do you think that these Bhangra songs are doing so well?
Honestly, man, I think it's just a culture. Like there's obviously a huge Punjabi population.
UK and stuff.
UK here, US,
Here
everywhere.
especially, Vancouver's blowing up right now with
Yeah.
But honestly, man, like I can speak for myself, but like we're very heavily involved in the arts and in music since growing up as kids.
Oh, for sure.
So I think inherently, like it just comes natural. Like people just want to make music, people want to groove, people want to dance, people want to just enjoy themselves. Naturally, everyone just wants to enjoy themselves.
So I've been to a few Punjabi receptions where I had to go and DJ.
You DJ'd one of my sisters actually.
I DJ'd on Michael's sister. So the way it goes down, right? So you walk into the reception, you set up all the music, and MC will be like, okay, here's the groom's parents, here are the bride's parents, here are the groom's siblings, here are the bride's siblings, and here's now the bride and groom. Everyone claps their hands, they sit down, and then they say, the MC goes, all right, guys, the buffet is now open, the bar is now open, and so is the dance floor.
all at the same time.
It's like, and nobody goes to the bar. Well, no, the uncles go to the
they're
bar.
definitely
Everyone
at the
goes to
bar.
the bar. That's the first stop.
More times they don't even want you to close the bar during that.
Even during the entrances, they're just like, cheers,
Yeah.
guys,
So wait, there's no cocktail hour? Like,
No,
No, there is a cocktail hour, but no one shows up for it
But
because it's too
after
early.
that entrance happens, the party begins
That's when
right
the drinking
away.
starts.
Like, no games allowed. Like, just, okay, so it's either you grab your drink and you get on the dance floor, or you get on the dance floor and then go get your drink. It's insane, and I love seeing that they really do enjoy music. So you got right into the hip hop industry, or did you start somewhere else? Like, what was your musical background?
I think I've always been really into R&B. Like R&B has been something that I've really loved, just because naturally, like I'm a singer and I love to sing. So I've always tapped into R&B. Growing up, my aunts would always blast R&B. So I was just really encompassed with that kind of music.
Who were you listening to?
I was listening to like Mario, Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston, MJ, like, you know, like Neo, you know, like all those old ones.
So late 90s to early 2000s.
Exactly, yeah. So I really grew up around that. Yeah, the golden era, for sure. You know, but I've also listened to hip hop. Like, I love my rap music.
Yeah.
I love, like, the new trap that's coming in. Like, I really vibe with it. So I think for me, like, I was like, you know, I want to do R&B, but I also don't want to be so, like, bound into a genre, you know? Like, as a singer, like, I have a potential to tap into different kind of genres. So why not even explore that? So I think, you know, like, as I've started to develop my sound with Mindful and V, you know, we've tried to tap into different things, you know? So you can even tell on the EP, we have, like, some really fast songs, but then we got, like, Private Dancer, which is slow and sultry. And we got Not the One, which is more of that hip-hop, that rap element, you know? So we wanted to tap into different sounds and see how much can you really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to see because it is a very diverse album. But usually you said you started last year.
Yeah.
But you jumped right into the hip hop scene, the R&B scene. Like, have you ever thought about maybe getting into like the Bollywood or so? Where are you from?
So I'm Pakistani.
Pakistani. Yeah. So like Bollywood as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, have you ever thought about trying to tap in there at all?
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm not really like a big Bollywood like listener. Like, I don't really listen to a lot of like Hindi music and stuff, you know. But I do vibe with it, and I think you know, my goal is to try to incorporate some kind of elements of Bollywood into my music moving forward. Yeah. I don't know if I'm necessarily on that mindset where I want to sing something in Hindi, but I'm not opposed to it, you know? Yeah. I just think my Hindi is not so strong, so I would probably need to sit down with like a songwriter who probably, you know, sings Hindi or like Urdu music and try to be able to know how to pronounce words properly, but I've always had a love for it. You know, I've grown up watching like old movies like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, Mehuna, like, you know, like all the, so like those are OG movies. And like, you know, the jams are pretty blessed too. So like, I love that music, but yeah, it's something that I would definitely consider moving forward.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm trying to get into here is like, what were your parents listening to when they were growing up?
Oh man, that's a tough question. My parents were listening to, honestly, a little bit of everything. Yeah. You know, my dad is really into rock and, like, 80s, you know? So growing up, like, I would always be hearing, like, rock in the car and, like, you know, just, like, nice, like, you know, sometimes metal, like, just different variations of that, you know? And my mom was more into, like, it's kind of the same thing, actually, I would say. You know, my mom is born in the 70s, so she grew up kind of listening to, like, rock as well and alternative rock and also a little bit of hip-hop. And, you know, like, when Biggie was in and Tupac, she was listening to those guys as well. So I would say it was pretty diverse. We'd have, like, rap and hip-hop, but then we'd have, like, rock and you know, like metal as well. So, yeah. So,
obviously, making music, every track takes a long time. You know, I've been in the booth with Mindful and V on numerous occasions, and I know how much work goes into each track, and it's kind of like a full-time job. With you having to be in the booth so much, and you know, you focusing on music so hard, which I think, at least based on your music, what do your parents think about it, and like how they like, what do they say? Are you supportive, unsupportive? Do they ask you go find a job at the bank, or, you know, like, go back to school?
Right, very classic. Go be a lawyer,
doctor, you know.
Being an accountant.
Yeah, right.
Business.
The class,
not dissing the accountant.
Trust me, either the doctor. No, you know what, man? Like, I have to say, shout out to my parents. They've been very supportive throughout this whole process, and I think the reason why they're super supportive is because they've seen that passion for music since I was like a child, you know? My whole life, I always wanted to tap into this industry. I just never knew how, and I never had the tools and the resources and the team, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And now that I've finally established like a really good team and, you know, we all have a very similar goal, they're seeing that progression as well of me as an artist. And I think that's also showing them, hey, you know what? She actually has a shot. Like, let's give her our full support. Obviously, you know, like being a parent, you want your child to, you know, be financially stable, have good education. I went to university. I did what they wanted me to do.
What'd you do in university?
I studied business, then I went to U of T. So, you know,
nice.
Yeah, so at least I did that for them. You know, I was like, you know, I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for you. But now let me pursue what I really want to do, and let's gamble a little bit. And if the cards don't go in my favor, I have a fallback, right? So that's kind of what they want.
What would you say the hardest song was to make on the EP? you got dropped to the floor in the club, not the one in Private Dancer.
Guy, I don't even remember Family. All of them were so easy and so seamlessly done. Honestly, though.
It's just quick.
Yeah, just catch a vibe.
It's not even the vibe. I think the team was strong.
Yeah, I think we have very good chemistry.
But the thing is,
yeah,
like you said, you have to have the chemistry. Like you have to click before you can make any music. Before you can do anything creative together, you got to be able to make sure you guys.
If I don't like you, even if you're the best artist, like if I don't like you, I can't do anything with you.
You can't force. You can't force it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like us, for example, right now, how could you have an interview with us?
Exactly.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
Ways, right?
No, for sure.
And like, you know, music for all of us is we're tapping into our vulnerable side. Like even by making beats and producing, like, you know, that's vulnerable as well. You're showing a creative side of you to someone that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Right? So like the fact that like we're able to tap into those sides and experiment things with each other, like I think that's what makes it so effortlessly, like, you know, well, because we're able to just trust each other.
No, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
Dope. Let's get into the next track. This next track goes by the name of Unne Thedum.
It's by our girl Sarika Navanathan and produced by our boy Steve Cliff.
Shout out to Steve, man.
I know you're going to start from there. Last name.
This next song we got going on right now goes by the name of Cabbage. Artist by the name of Pockets. Shout out to GCHP, WNF. Here we go.
See the packs got green like cabbage. Want smoke and spark like matches. Take a pic, click, clack, no caption. All my niggas in the field, no capping. Give us time, you gon' see us in a mansion. 30 bitches in the crib, steady, all dancing. And the feds want me locked, won't happen. Orange jumpsuit, I swear it ain't fashion. See the packs got green like cabbage. Want smoke and spark like matches. Take a pic, click, clack, no caption. All my niggas in the field, no capping. Give us time, you gon' see us in a mansion. 30 bitches in the crib, steady, all dancing. And the feds want me locked, won't happen. Orange jumpsuit, I swear it ain't fashion. See the packs got green like cabbage. Guns in the stash, all metal, no plastic. And the plug just came with a package. Break it all down till the feeds come grab it. Want smoke and spark like matches. Want smoke turn dust like ashes. And the crowd wasn't giving no chances. Back in the jail getting food through the hatches. You can get fly like Aladdin. Ting on the side with his ting named Jasmine. More money, more guns, more action. Adding up money while these niggas subtracting. And we trying to make moves like Jackson. Sipping in the booth, spitting fire like dragons. Some niggas dropped off, started trapping. Started selling dope till it came into a habit. Shawty wanna kick it with the team. Shawty wanna kick it with them niggas getting cream. Sipping on Henny, no lean. Bottles in the club, now you shawty want pre. Got brothers, I don't care about friends. Bare niggas trying to throw me back to the end. Left hand got a blood, right hand got a pen. So you know I'm coming back for the win. See the packs got green like cabbage. Want smoke and spark like matches. Take a pic, click, clack, no caption. All my niggas in the field, no capping. Give us time, you gon' see us in a mansion. 30 bitches in the crib, steady, all dancing. And the feds want me locked, won't happen. Orange jumpsuit, I swear it ain't fashion. See the packs got green like cabbage. Want smoke and spark like matches. Take a pic, click, clack, no caption. All my niggas in the field, no capping. Give us time, you gon' see us in a mansion. 30 bitches in the crib, steady, all dancing. And the feds want me locked, won't happen. Orange jumpsuit, I swear it ain't fashion.
Welcome back to the RLE Show. Locked and loaded inside A9, the only show where you hear the unheard. We got Ameerah, Mindful, V in the building. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
You like the dramatic pause? I didn't
like
that?
I was wondering what was about to go on.
What's he gonna say? Yo, full of surprises, man. Full of surprises.
I just had a heart attack.
You didn't know what he was going to say.
Yeah, right? What he's doing.
Ameerah just dropped her new EP. Goes by the name of Vibes. You can catch it on Spotify.
Spotify, Apple, YouTube, SoundCloud, Audio Match. We got it all the time. We got it all, yo. Everything, yo.
Everything. You can catch the vibes, man. By Ameerah, produced and engineered by Mindful and Vivid. My old barber, man. If you guys don't know. He doesn't want to cut my hair no more, yo.
He's too busy making those bags, making those beats.
Make more money off of beats.
If you can catch him in the barbershop.
Yo, he low-key almost brought his clippers today.
No way. You're just going to catch him off guard. I'm like, yo, man.
I see him plugging his clippers. I'm like, yo, you bring it down? I need a quick touch-up.
Yo, quick lineup. Yo, so you're not cutting no more, man?
Yeah, that could have been a good COVID job, you know? Like, you know, 1-2 thing.
You know, people call me and they offer me a good price. I'm not going to deny.
I'm saying, like, you know, garage thing, $50 a cut. You can make a nice,
$50, more like a 80 to 100.
Oh, you know a cut is $40
Price
now?
went up.
Like bare minimum, $40.
Yeah, minimum for a haircut right now, I would say it's like $40, $50 with the beard, right?
Yeah,
Plus a tip.
Yeah.
Right?
That's almost as much as a girl cut. Yeah.
But did girls?
Yeah, but guys get their haircut weekly.
Well, that was
True.
the thing.
Yeah.
But did the
I ain't
girls,
doing it
the
weekly
girls'
no
barber
more,
went up? Like
though.
the salons, did they raise their prices?
Honestly, I haven't inquired, but
I
haven't gone in?
It's still COVID out here.
See?
I
Mine's
actually
going-
cut my own hair during COVID.
Oh,
so
okay.
you know
Okay,
what?
okay.
Yeah, I did.
He's multi-talented.
Yeah,
Multi-talented.
So,
You're right. She's
hit up
She
haircuts
cuts
by,
hair.
haircuts by Ameerah.
Cuts by Ameerah.
Yeah, you know.
That's great. You can have the barbershop bumping your own
Of
tracks.
course, yo. That's what it is.
Good, man. I want to know, Ameerah, man, like, who inspires you?
Like musically, I'm assuming, right?
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah. Who inspires me?
Unless you're trying to be an actress, too.
You know, I was actually, I was a lead actress in my school play, in grade 8.
No, wait.
Nutcracker?
No, it's called Binty's Journey.
I was going to say
still.
Rapunzel. You got,
No.
like, long hair going on.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
That would have been sick.
Well, you know, honestly, like, I think one of my biggest inspirations in music, I think I would say is The Weeknd. You know, I really like The Weeknd. Personally, I'm a fan, but I also really admire his craft. You know, he's able to tap into kind of what's trending, but also use like his melodic voice to still make people remember who he is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I really like that a lot, you know. And I think another artist that really inspires me, I'm surprised I didn't say this one first, but it would be Rihanna.
Yeah.
You know? And the reason why I really like Rihanna is because she is very, very versatile, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something that I really respect as an artist. Is like, you can't stay in one pocket all the time, otherwise you'll get so drowned out.
Yeah.
And Rihanna doesn't do that, you know? She's very, like, unique with her albums. She likes to try different things.
Yeah.
And as an artist, you know, that's something that I want to do too. I want to be able to try different things and tap into, like, working with Coldplay, you know,
exactly.
working with Calvin Harris, but then
Yeah.
also tapping in with Drake, and you
Yeah.
know, like having those kind of artists that are in different genres but be able to collaboratively work together. You know, that's something that really inspires me. And then on top of just being like a badass, she also has a makeup company. She has a lingerie company. So as a businesswoman too, I really respect that.
I heard she's getting into
respect her
cookware too.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
expanding,
man.
yo.
Yeah.
She's gotta make
She's a wife, and then she's also like a bad bee. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, she got the whole package. So
Like, how do you get into the cookware? Like,
So
man,
we
when
should
you're
Martha
Rihanna, you
Stewart-
could do
Yeah.
anything, bro.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart
straight
this?
Martha Stewart vibes.
I don't know if you guys know about Rihanna's startup. She's actually from Barbados, and she was like a 17-year-old, random kid.
Like Pondy Replay.
Exactly.
Replay.
And it was actually Jay-Z who had flew her out to LA or New York, and then she had sung for him, and then, you know, he had given her the record, and she signed to Rockaware label, and then she started Def Jam.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so my question to you now is, Rihanna got her big break from Jay-Z.
Right.
Now, let's say tomorrow, you know, you walk into a club and you see at the corner somebody that you think can maybe give you the elevator of life to the stardom that you want. Who do you think that artist would be, and why would you want that artist to be? Like Jay-Z, Jay-Z was Rihanna's, right?
Wow, what a great question.
So who do you think is going to take you to that level of expertise and
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just gonna
Yeah.
say, like, I feel like nowadays the advantage of being an artist is it's really easy to get your stuff out on a platform. You know, it's not hard, and there's so many. It's a different game. You know, like as an artist back in Rihanna's day, you know, you needed someone to give you that big break because you didn't have social media making your music go viral. You didn't have TikTok. You didn't have Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. No Spotify. Nothing. It was YouTube, and then it was
a laptop to like record yourself.
exactly.
You had to sell CDs.
Exactly.
You had to sell CDs.
So
Yeah, press up the vinyls, you know.
Yeah.
100. And that's the thing, you know, like, and I feel like if I were to meet someone, it would be more for an opportunity to network, you know, to be like, hey, what's up? You know, I make music, you know, I'm an independent artist. Let's see what's up. Let's vibe out. Let's get to know each other more. Maybe we can work together, you know. I think building network and building those connections is kind of how you're going to get yourself up there. Because at this point, everyone can make music. Everyone can release things. You know, you go on DistroKid, you go on TuneCore, you go on all these things. You just pay a fee and you get your music out, you know? It's easy.
Not even too much.
And I think
What would entice you?
yeah, like
Sign.
you're telling me
entice
you're
me?
telling me Drake not in the corner of the club, and you're
You
not
know,
gonna
okay.
slide in that EP to him. Like, come
You're
on.
right.
Are you
Okay.
giving him the EP or are you giving him after hours? I want to know that. You giving him the which track you giving
I
him?
would give him the EP straight. I would give him the EP because I would.
I give him the unreleased.
You better give him. That's what I was.
Yeah,
You better give him
I
the
love-
unreleased.
Yeah, true. I'd be like, yo, here's the EP, but here's some, you know, unreleased in the back.
EPs are out. You hit that up.
Message
You'll
be
see
in
that.
mindful. Yo, guys, look who I found, bro. What you sent me the tracks, man. Yeah, but I feel like Drake would be, you know, if I saw Drake, I'd probably want to low key connect with him in that regard. You know, he has OVO. You know, who wouldn't? You know, if I saw
Biggest
The
artist in the
Weeknd,
world.
if I saw The Weeknd, if I saw Rihanna, I'd be like, listen, girl, like, I don't know if you have your own record label right now, but let's start a thing, you know, sign me, fam, you know? So, like, I think, like, those artists, because I look up to them, they inspire me, it would entice me to want to work with them, you know, on that level. But independence is the way to go right now, you know, it's key.
And then, as far as independents go, who are the independent artists that you would want to work with in the future? That is up and coming right now that you're like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, you know, one independent artist that I absolutely love, his name is Rizla, you know, and I think he is just super talented. This guy, like, every track that he puts out, it's such a vibe, it's such a banger, and I think, you know, he would be a great person to work with. And him and I are friends. And, like, you know, we even talk about working together. And I feel like our vibe is good. We would match. Yeah. Actually, we're in talks, you know, with working with Rizla right now.
He did vibe out like Riri.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I don't favorite a lot of people's music on my Spotify playlist, but I low-key liked his song.
Yes.
And,
like, there's a vibe, man.
And, like, as soon as that... I forgot the song, man. But as soon as that song comes on, like... I'm just automatically like, yo, this is the record. Like, this is, like, the way it's just written. It's so simple.
The thing is, like, a lot of, like, these records can be done in a way where it sounds like it's forced. It doesn't sound like that with him.
Yeah,
you know,
very
like,
natural.
It sounds very authentic.
It is, yes. You know? You can hear the Toronto in him. At the same time, it's its own vibe.
It's raw.
So shout out Rizla, Markham.
Shout out Rizzy, baby.
Yeah. Right out of Markham, too.
Right out of Markham. Yeah, he's a Markham guy. Yeah.
Rizla, yo, pull up, dog. Yo, we in Markham, too.
We love you.
Pull up, a couple intersections away, dog.
Come on.
Seriously.
So, I know you said you liked working, like, you would like to work with Rihanna. For a few of her platinum, double platinum, triple platinum tracks, they've been written by someone else. And I know you write your own music.
Yeah.
What's your take on, you know, having a ghostwriter or someone else write your own music? Honestly,
I don't have any negative input towards that. I think, you know what, it takes a team, you know, to make a masterpiece. Yeah. And I think it's really important to collab, you know. Sometimes, you know, I'll be in the booth and I'll have trouble with my lyrics. V and Mindful pop up and they're like, hey, Ameerah, why don't you try this, and this, you know? Like, why don't you think about this melody? So, exactly, right? So we're always working together. We're always trying to collaborate and help each other. And I think having a songwriter is just going to elevate you. More, you know? Exactly. It's not going to bring you down. You know, I'll have a melody that's great. I'll have some lyrics that are also great too. But let's say a songwriter's now in the mix. The songwriter might be like, you know what? How about you say this, actually? You know, it might sound a little better. Or, you know, you might sound more, you know, sophisticated saying this word. Exactly. Why not? You know?
A lot of people got it confused where they think that they got to write their own songs or whatever. But I tell you, about 90% of my studio sessions, we go in and there's about 2 writers inside the studio. Yeah. And there's also not only 2 writers, there's 2 producers. You know? And that is literally what it takes to make a hit record now.
Because everyone, like, if you're sitting in a room with a bunch of creative artists,
it's only going to be better.
It's only going to get better. Brainstorm.
Yeah, and if you're able to, like, also contribute in the mix too, you know, then I think it's a win-win situation. You're working with the songwriter, but the artist is also like, hey, here's my input too. Yes. You know, it's important.
I think there's a lot of a negative connotation regarding being a ghostwriter, right?
A lot of people using a ghostwriter.
Oh, using just
so, this is the thing. A ghostwriter is Ameerah singing the song that someone else wrote with not getting no credit about it. Yes. That's a ghostwriter.
Yes.
Right.
Having writers to write your tracks and help you collaborate is a different thing.
Because, like, The Dream wrote Umbrella, you know?
For Rihanna. Yep.
But he has the credits.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm saying that's not a ghostwriter.
Exactly.
He's a writer.
Yeah, exactly.
A ghostwriter is saying you're doing these tracks and you're not giving credit to the people who did the work.
Exactly.
But even if it's a ghostwriter or writer, I think there's still a negative.
There is a negative. Yeah. Because they think it's all ghostwriter.
But those are people's that's their thought when they don't really know what it's like to actually go into the studio. They don't know the process like that.
And it's like people don't realize that even though you're just a writer or they're writing the song, they get banged. Like
they get
the writer is where the money's
how much money Neo made off of "Let Me Love You" for Mario, like you're thinking you're crazy, and like people don't see it that way, right? It's just like a job too.
It's a job too, you know.
And so a lot of these artists start as writers or ghostwriters, and they move their up in the industry, and then finally they get their voice heard, and that's
or even the opposite. Some of these people start out as artists, and you realize I might not have the look, I might not have the voice, but you know what? I got the brains to write bars, the right flows to make music.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in right now, we got Ameerah in the building alongside Mindful, alongside Vivid. We got the girl in the building, DJ Kow. I go by the name of MrHighQuality. I almost messed up my own name.
How do you do
that? Again, man, you inside the RLE Show, inside A9, the only show where you hear the unheard. I'm going to get into the next track. He goes by the name of Vinny Khanna. The song goes by the name of For Ya.
Hook us up with the beat, Nashi.
To the fire, been way too long for you. Got me turned up, do a lot of wrong for you. On another level, she too strong for you. Always on my mind, made another song for you. Wanna know what your type is right now? Cause I need you in my life like right now. They got you in this life, feeling like oh my. Got me losing my mind like no lie.
Step aside, the flows up in the vibe. I rose up in the night. I chose to be this high. She chose to be so wild. I see it up in the eyes. I know she do my style. The haters is getting riled up. Roll up. Moving so gracefully. Got me out of control. Please pray for me. So contagious. Outrageous. Whole place going ape shit. Know that you need me, baby. Yeah, you need me tonight. I can't get enough of you, baby. And the feeling's so right. Nowhere else I'd rather be. This the time of my life. Can't keep it a secret no more. These feelings are mine.
To the fire, been way too long for you. Got me turned up, do a lot of wrong for you. On another level, she too strong for you. Always on my mind, made another song for you. Wanna know what your type is right now? Cause I need you in my life like right now. They got you in this life, feeling like oh my. Got me losing my mind like no lie.
Come to my hands, I'm chasing rubber bands. I'ma keep it so real, you know that I'm the man. You got it going on, I am your fan. Follow my lead, you know I got a plan. You are so beautiful that I can't even let you go. You know what I'm saying is true. I can't keep my mind off you.
To the fire, been way too long for you. Got me turned up, do a lot of wrong for you. On another level, she too strong for you. Always on my mind, made another song for you. Wanna know what your type is right now? Cause I need you in my life like right now. They got you in this life, feeling like oh my. Got me losing my mind like no lie.
That was For Ya. Up next, we got our Throwback Thursday session in progress. It goes by the name of T Milan, Little Empire. It's a throwback, no holding back. Here we go.
தமிழன் நன்று சொல்லடா தமிழன் நன்று சொல்லடா தலை நிமிர்ந்து நில்லடா தலை நிமிர்ந்து நில்லடா.
Yo, T Milan, Little Empire, I want to say big ups to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
We got to pull up the track. Once again, it's T Milan. If you see him right now, if you're with him right now, I want you to go give him a big hug and say happy birthday, man. We heard it here first on the RLE Show. Here we go.
தமிழன் நன்று சொல்லடா தமிழன் நன்று சொல்லடா தலை நிமிர்ந்து நில்லடா தலை நிமிர்ந்து நில்லடா. அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். தமிழில் தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். தமிழில் தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். இது உரிமை போ தமிழ் உலக போ நம் மண்ணை காக்க கைகள் போ தமிழ் உண்மை போ நம் உணர்வு போ தமிழீழ மக்கள் நம்முடன் பிறந்தோர் நேற்று இன்று நாளை என்று குவிக்கிறார்கள் தமிழரை கொன்று. இதற்கு முடிவு ஒன்றே ஒன்று ஈழத்தாயகம் வெல்வோம் என்று. அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். தமிழீழ தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். தமிழீழ தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம். இது என்ன கொடுமை தலையில்லாமல் தமிழன் குழந்தை தம்பி தங்கைக்கு கை கால் இல்லை தமிழனுக்கு ஏன் இந்த நிலைமை எழுந்து வாரும் நம்மால் முடியும் துணிந்து வாரும் துயரம் துடையும் அடக்கு முறையும் அடிமைத்தனமும் அகதி வாழ்க்கை அழியும் வரைக்கும் அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழில் தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழில் தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழன் இல்லாத நாடொன்றில்லை ஏன் நமக்கு நாடொன்றில்லை தாய் நாட்டில் கூட அகதி நிலைமை தூக்கடா நமது புலியின் கொடிய உலகெல்லாம் நமது போராட்டம் அது ஓயாமல் எங்கும் தொடரட்டும் மாவீரர் கனவு நனவாகும் தமிழீழம் என்றும் மமதாகும் அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழீழ தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழீழ தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழீழ தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழீழ தாகம் அடங்கும் வரையில் நாம் அடங்க மாட்டோம் தமிழன் என்று சொல்லடா தலை நிமிர்ந்து நில்லடா தமிழன் என்று சொல்லடா தலை நிமிர்ந்து நில்லடா
That was T Millen, No Holding Back, Little Empire. Once again, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. We got Ameerah in the building, Mindful, V in the building, DJ Kow. This is the RLE Show, the only show where you hear the unheard. Now, I want to get into this next track, but I want to ask you first, what song would you like the viewers to hear?
I think, the viewers need to hear a bop. They need to get ready for summer. Summer's not over. We look just a little bit because of COVID, but
it's still here. It's still humid out.
You gotta keep it out, I think they need to hear Drop to the Floor. That's a banger.
Patios are still open.
Oh, yeah.
Lyric video out now.
Twerk a little bit to it.
The lyric video.
Videos, Rated Ameerah,
Rated Ameerah,
Rated Ameerah, that's the IG,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I want to play a little snippet of this track, okay? It goes by the name of Drop to the Floor. It's on
the flow.
To the flow. Oh, man. Why would you put the two O's in the O?
We gotta be grammatic. The grammar has to be on point.
To the floor.
Otherwise, Spotify's gonna be like, yo,
bro,
your title's off.
Right?
Pulling that type of stuff.
All right, so it goes a little something like this.
I love it when I see it, baby, go down low. You make me go slow, make my head slow-mo. I love the way you go when you go down low. Baby, give me more, bring it up to the flow. You know how it goes, baby, show me how you move. Everything I want, baby, chillin' with you. Drink in my cup.
So that song, Drop to the Floor, the first track on the EP. Talk to me about that track. How did you even come up with that song? Was it something that inspired you to make that song, or did Mindful give you that track? I'm like, yo, like it's a club tune,
that was it. Definitely put your input, but
the cards. Go ahead. Remember the cards?
The dominoes.
No, the cards. The deck of cards. The sound effects, bro.
Oh yeah! I actually forgot about that.
You were making the beat out of random stuff in the room.
Yeah, so it's funny. So we had the beat already done, and then we're recording to the beat, whatever. And I'm just normally when I'm in the studio and V's doing his engineering wizardry.
Wizardry. That's the correct word. Wizardry.
He's a wizard.
He is a whiz.
But anyways,
the chef.
The wizard. While he's doing that stuff, I'm usually just playing around with stuff, random objects and stuff that I hear. Like I want to add that and layer it to the beats normally.
Yeah.
More times V tells me no.
No.
Mad times he tells me no. But this time I was persistent. I'm like, yo, bro, let me do it.
Yeah, he was persistent.
He was. Yeah.
I need the cards. I need it to be in the beat. Okay?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, whatever. Just go in there. So some of those distortion sounds you hear, some of those It's some accents on the snares.
Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
I'm tryna get loose. You know what to do, yeah. Baby, one time, you can do it right. Maybe 2 times, you know what I like. Everybody know, you the one I want. You the one I want. I love the way you go when you go down low. Baby, give me more, bring it up to the floor. You know how it goes, baby, show me how you move. Everything I want, baby, generate you. Just work on me.
I heard that. That's great. So, like, when you're writing some music like this, so you need to write a club banger. You hear a beat like this, it's a club banger. Where are you drawing your inspiration from?
Well, it was crazy because actually the way that this whole song was made is I was, messaging Mindful and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm feeling like I need to hear some new shit, hear some new stuff, move away from the R&B, give me something, different. And so he pulled this up, and it was a WhatsApp message, fam,
Yeah.
I hear it on WhatsApp. I'm like, I don't know if I can say this on air. I'm like high as hell, you know. I'm just chilling at home, and I just like hear this friggin' beat, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to shake my ass. Like when I hear this beat, like I just want to shake some ass,
Makes you feel that way.
So then I just started kind of like no, just kind of like getting some melodies in, and then I started, putting words in, and then I sent it to these guys, and I'm like, yo, what do you think about this?
and feeling,
right? And then Michael was like, yo, bro, like that's actually fire, and V was like, yo, like let's do this, let's record this stuff, So then we went and we recorded it, and it was just man.
That was a one-nighter, I think.
It was a one-nighter, yeah.
I think most of our songs
all tracks are
no way.
In one night,
session.
yeah.
And then we would come back the next day or the next session, and then we would be like, okay, what's missing? Let's double this up.
Yeah.
Let's do ad-libs and blah, blah, blah. Okay, you didn't say this line right. We got to retake this line right.
Yeah.
The motive for the song, when you first make the song, is just let's make the song.
Yeah.
We'll worry about
Exactly.
like
making it perfect after. And even like the ending of the song, like there you hear like a gunshot in the back, and then it comes around and then it clicks, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny because when we first made the song, all of us were low-key a little uncertain about that. We were like, yo, like, do we like the gunshot? I don't know. Even in my head, I'm like, bro, I don't know if I like this.
I'm still 50-50.
No, yo,
I
love it. The response, though, people have been telling me they love the gunshot in the
because why the transition?
Exactly.
So when it goes into the club,
Maybe it comes like, yo, Drake does the same thing, like I got enemies,
Yeah, he does though.
Gunshot mean forward,
And honestly, like my goal was like,
I
want to make a summer banger. I want to make something that you can dance to, have fun to. And this beat was just like the perfect way to lay that foundation out.
Definitely a timeless track.
And we were all kind of on the same page with that,
Yeah.
and so it was just such a good like team effort.
Strong first song too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But like something that I found common in all of these tracks was the love and savagery that you kind of wrote to in every song. What kind of drew your inspiration to that? Because clearly you savage, and you don't hold back, you don't hide from it, like you just, where are you drawing that inspiration from? Where is that coming from? Because it's a common vibe on Vibes.
And vibes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's a lot of personal experience that I go through. I've had my fair share of talking to those F-boys and dealing with that shit. And, I like to sing about it because it was an experience, And the thing is a lot of girls that are like me, they go through this shit.
Yeah.
They go through the F-boy stage. They go through the, playing, getting played, be the player. So I was like, you know what? I want to be relatable as hell because this is shit that I've been through, you know? And even with love, like, low-key, I'm a little bit of a romantic, too,
Yeah.
So I want to sing about love a little bit as well because I think about love. But I also think about, F guys or F this or, you don't know what you're dealing with. So, it's just a little bit of a mesh between the two. A nice balance, I would say.
Balance is a good word, yeah.
Bad gal, but good gal, too.
Bad gal, but good gal, yeah.
And with that being said, let's get into the next track. This one's, they always stump me, man. This song is Lilai Kara by Navina and Jerome B. And it goes a little something like this.
வார்த்தைகளால் என்னுள் நுழைவாயா தலையாட்டும் பொம்மையானேனா என் குழந்தை மனதை முழுசாய் அறிந்தே என்னிடம் சேட்டைகள் செய்தாயா உன் குறும்பு குணத்தை முழுசாய் மறந்தே வலையில் நானும் விழுந்தேனா சில நாட்களில் பறந்து போனாய் அன்பே உன்னை பார்த்தேன் தப்பில்ல லைட்ட சிரிச்சேன் தப்பில்ல அகத்தின் அழகு முகத்தில் தெரியும்னு நானும் நம்பிட்டேன் தப்பு இன்ஸ்டா டபுள் டேப் தப்பில்ல ஸ்னாப்சாட் ஸ்ட்ரீக் நூறு தப்பில்ல சாட்டிங் ஆரம்பிச்சு நேரத்தையும் தொலைச்சு நானும் சாயிட்டேன் படபடவென மனசு பறக்க சரசரவென வெக்கமல்ல தடுதடவென தடைகள் வந்து நானும் தடுக்கி விழுகிறேன் கண்களால் பார்ப்பதும் காதிலே கேட்பதும் எந்த மனசு ஏற்க மறுக்குதே படபடவென மனசு பறக்க சரசரவென வெக்கமல்ல தடுதடவென தடைகள் வந்து நானும் தடுக்கி விழுகிறேன் கண்களால் பார்ப்பதும் காதிலே கேட்பதும் எந்த மனசு ஏற்க மறுக்குதே மனசு ஏற்க மறுக்குதே இதுவரை பலமுறை என்னை கண்டும் காணாமல் போனாய் முதல் முறை என்னை பார்க்கும் போது சிலையாக ஆனாய் ஒரு விதமாய் வந்து என்னை வசியம் செய்தாய் நீ சொல்லும் பொய்கள் யாவையும் நம்ப வைத்தாய் என் குழந்தை மனதை முழுசாய் அறிந்தே என்னிடம் சேட்டைகள் செய்தாயா குணத்தை முழுசாய் மறந்தே வலையில் நானும் விழுந்தேனா சில நாட்களில் பறந்து போனாய் அன்பே உன்னை பார்த்தேன் தப்பில்ல லைட்ட சிரிச்சேன் தப்பில்ல அகத்தின் அழகு முகத்தில் தெரியும்னு நானும் நம்பிட்டேன் தப்பு இன்ஸ்டா டபுள் டேப் தப்பில்ல ஸ்னாப்சாட் ஸ்ட்ரீக் நூறு தப்பில்ல சாட்டிங் ஆரம்பிச்சு நேரத்தையும் தொலைச்சு நானும் சாயிட்டேன் மறுக்கிறேன் மறுக்கிறேன் உன்னாலே என்னையே மறுக்கிறேன் தடுக்கிறேன் தடுக்கிறேன் என் மனதின் கோவத்தை தடுக்கிறேன் வெறுக்கிறேன் வெறுக்கிறேன் உன்னாலே காதலை வெறுக்கிறேன் உன் பார்வை திசை மாறி அவள் மேலே பட்டு தெரிக்கிறது படபடவென மனசு பறக்க சரசரவென வெக்கமல்ல தடுதடவென தடைகள் வந்து நானும் தடுக்கி விழுகிறேன் கண்களால் பார்ப்பதும் காதிலே கேட்பதும் எந்த மனசு ஏற்க மறுக்குதே படபடவென மனசு பறக்க சரசரவென வெக்கமல்ல தடுதடவென தடைகள் வந்து நானும் தடுக்கி விழுகிறேன் கண்களால் பார்ப்பதும் காதிலே கேட்பதும் எந்த மனசு ஏற்க மறுக்குதே
Welcome back to the RLE Show. You are now listening to A9 Radio. Up next, we have our girl Harini AP, the song Boy Solave. Let's go.
Welcome back to the RLE Show. Locked and loaded inside of 89, the only show where you hear the unheard. We got Ameerah in the building. We got Mindful in the building. We got Vivid in the building alongside DJ Kow. I go by the name of MrHighQuality. All right, we're going to wrap this up real quick. And I got one final question for all of you guys. I want to know if there are a bunch of independent artists that are trying to make their come up right now, what is your one piece of advice that you could give them, that help you become successful? You as a producer, help you kind of get your name out there. And you were all three. You. Okay, so look at we locked the eyes. We're like, oh my gosh, like, what did you even do? You did all three. Yeah. Ameerah, let's start with you. What's your piece of advice that we could go with?
Honestly, I think my piece of advice would be to all artists, listen to your gut, A lot of times in the studio, an artist has an idea of what they want, but sometimes they second guess themselves. And I think when you have a good team around you, people are not going to bring you down. They're going to try to enhance your ideas and bring it up. So my artists that are listening, follow your gut. Whatever you want, chase that. Don't second guess yourself all the time. Just trust the process and trust yourself as the artist that's making the music.
For sure. Definitely, you gotta trust your art. Absolutely. If you don't trust it, who else is going to? Also, if you don't trust your brand, like even with Drake, you don't see Drake rocking anything other than Nike and OVO. Because he trusts his brand, he believes in his brand. He lives and breathes his brand.
Leads by the brand.
Yeah, and that's what you gotta do. Mindful. What about you, man? Any up and coming producers listening right now?
Yo, honestly, man, just don't doubt your feelings, man. Like, through this game, you're gonna go through ups, you're gonna go through downs. You're gonna think you're not good enough. You're gonna think what you're making isn't gonna hit. You're gonna think, am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough? Man, just work, man. Get that work out, and that's it, bro. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Honestly, same thing, man. Just work, that's it.
So Vivid, you went through being an artist. Well, you started being as a producer.
Still an artist, but
still unreleased tracks. First a barber.
If you see Vivid in the mall or somewhere,
still everything.
you're like, hey man, I think you should get back into doing all four.
No, he's currently still doing all four. Right? Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, right. But really low key, like sharing is caring, fam. But Vivid, man, I want you to let our listeners know, like what's your take on what you could give out as the best piece of advice that someone young and up and coming could hear.
I think my best piece of advice to anybody making music is just like you can never make enough music, and you will always make a better song than your last song.
Oh, for sure.
So don't get attached. And another thing I say is another term is like we say demo-itis. You have demo-itis, so you get attached, like physically, emotionally, whatever, you get attached to the demo of the song.
Yeah.
But then you don't realize, okay, we have to do this and that to finish the song.
Yeah.
So people just get attached to that one studio session. And then the next studio session, they come in, and then they're not performing the same way, so they feel discouraged.
Exactly.
How
do you avoid that, though? How do you avoid it?
You gotta keep working, honestly.
You gotta keep working. Like,
work past it.
I promise you, every song will be better than the next.
Yeah.
Than the last, sorry. Every mix you make will be better than the last mix.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that. Just a lot of people just think about music as a monetary thing where I have to pay money to go to the studio. I have to pay my engineer. I have to pay my producer to make music. But if you build the right team, you don't got to pay anybody for anything. All you need to focus on at that point is making music.
Making music,
right?
Yeah, making the bangers.
So a lot of people will spend $500 at the studio, $500 for a beat, blah, blah, blah. Let's say a song costs you $1,000. This is without a team. This is just freelancing off the internet.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I spent $1,000 on this song. I can't afford to go back and make a second song.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is that you can't expect the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, up to your 100th song. How many songs have I made? Over 1,000 songs I've made that nobody's heard.
Exactly.
And I'm still not dropping music because I'm hearing that my craft isn't perfect to the way I want it to be.
And it's always getting
All
better.
I can say, make more music. Like AJ said, like your first song is not going to be your best.
Yeah,
you can't think
it's
that.
usually like 100, like 1 in 100. You know that.
Yeah, like you can't think like this track is gonna be the one, and if this one doesn't succeed, then I failed. You can't think like that. You
Well, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming to the RLE show on such short notice.
Thank you, RLE.
Oh, no, for sure.
Shout out RLE one time.
Shout out MrHighQuality.
Shout out
DJ
Dills
Kow.
too, yo.
Yeah,
So much. Shout out Dills. Love you, Dills. Love you,
man.
my Bills.
Big up.
Well, yeah, man, this is the show where you hear the unheard. To kind of end off the night, we got Sutti Sutti by Achu, Daniel Yogadas, and Jerome B.
Back.
Here we go.
பாத்தீங்க எத்தனை பொண்ணுங்க வந்தாலும் நீதானே மகாராணி அற்புத விளக்கின் ஒளியானி உன்னை பார்த்தது வாகிட்ட பலியானி நீ வேண்டுதல் விட்டு பாருடி உனக்காக ஆவணி மந்திரவாதி அரபு நாடு அழகிய பாபா தாஜ்மஹால் உனக்காக கட்டுறவா வாழவனத்தில் பூக்கதான் பூக்குதியா அல வந்த அலவுதி நானேனா அல வந்த அலவுதி நானேனா அல வந்த அலவுதி நானேனா ரைட்ல சரக்கு உன்னை மட்டும் தானே இப்ப எனக்கு தான் பிடிக்குது கண்ணை மூடி திறந்தா எதிரில இருக்கிற விளக்கு ஓனோ அந்த பொண்ணு நீதானோ நரம்பில் ஏறின காதல் வைரஸும் அரபு நாட்டு குதிரை உன்னை வேட்டையாட வந்திருக்க from மதுரை எதிர எவ பார்த்தாலும் அவனை வெட்டி சிதற கோமிதா எல்லாரு கருப்பு தான் சிறுத்தன அற்புதனாரு உன்னை பார்த்து நொடிக்கிற என் மனசு தானே வாங்கி உள்ளுக்குள்ள வெளியில நெருப்ப மாட்டேன் பண்ணீங்க அடிக்கடி கண்ணை பிள்ளை வந்து நெஞ்சு கிசிங்க கண்ணை தந்து பார்த்தா பண்ணியும் தானே மிஸ்ஸிங் உன் பார்வை என்ன ஊட்ட மாட்டி கோட்டாயம் இது குறி வச்சு அடிக்கடி தாக்குற என்ன மட்டும் பாக்குறையோ சுத்தி வந்தீங்க என இடுப்புல சொருக பாத்தீங்க எத்தனை பொண்ணுங்க வந்தாலும் நீதானே மகாராணி அற்புத விளக்கின் ஒளியானி உன்னை பார்த்தது வாகிட்ட பலியானி நீ வேண்டுதல் விட்டு பாருடி உனக்காக ஆவணி மந்திரவாதி அரபு நாடு அழகிய பாபா தாஜ்மஹால் உனக்காக கட்டுறவா வாழவனத்தில் பூக்கதான் பூக்குதையா அல வந்த அலவுதி நானேனா அல வந்த அலவுதி நானேனா அல வந்த அலவுதி நானேனா
புத விளக்கல்ல நீ வெறும் மட்டும் உனக்காக காத்திருந்த உனக்காக எங்கிருந்த ஜீனி வாடி என்ற மேஜிக் ஆபத்துல பரப்போம் தேவையில்லை நம்மளுக்கு செல்லம் இந்த லம்பு ஜீனி உனக்காக 3 விஷஸ் இல்ல 300 விஷஸம் இல்ல 3 கோடி கனவுகள் நிறைவேற்றி வைக்கிற கழுத்துல 3 முடிச்சு போட்டுட்டு நான் உன்னை 3 நேரம் வச்சு பேபி சோறு போடுற 1001 nights 1 love and 1000 fights உனக்காக வெல்லுவன் வெடிக்கிற டைனமைட் தொட்டு கும்பிடுவன் அடி நீ பிறந்த மண்ண உண்மையில தான் பைத்தியம் என்னடி பண்ண பல விதத்துல நீ ஒரு அதிசயம் நீ நானும் லுக்கு விடுறது நம்ம ரகசியம் உள்ளுக்குள்ள உன்னை கண்ட ஒரே படபூம் வேணுமென்று சொல்லு வாங்கி தரன் அந்த மூன்
சுத்தி வந்தீங்க எனக்கு இடுப்புல சொருக பாத்தீங்க எத்தனை பொண்ணுங்க வந்தாலும் நீதானே மகாராணி அற்புத விளக்கின் ஒளியானி உன்னை பார்த்தது வாகிட்ட பலியானி